Life Audio. Welcome to the Crosswalk Devotional. We're glad to have you listening with us. Today's topic is on when God breaks you and how that is actually making you. We'll return with the devotional after a brief message from our sponsors. When God Breaks You to Make You, written and read by Kelly Balarie. And you, my son Solomon, acknowledge the God of your father and serve him with wonderful, wholehearted devotion and with a willing mind. For the Lord searches every heart and understands every desire and every thought. 1 Chronicles 28:9. I stopped and stared. This weird tropical plant with deep hues of green and big circular leaves seemed to represent me and where I am in life. It was an odd plant for sure. Why? Because I noticed small broken roots at the soil line. Rather than its roots staying underground, as most plants do, this one, as it pushed higher and grew taller, its roots broke. I could see a myriad of them shooting all over. That's odd. I thought roots should stay strong, intact, and underground, so the plant can remain nourished, stable, and secure. Yet this plant was an enigma. I related to it. Right now, it seems many of my solid roots are broken. In the new state I find myself in, the friends I relied on are gone. Ownership of personal possessions I do not really have. Normal schedules have been exchanged for random and unknown patterns during the day. My free time is not the same. Certainty of what's ahead is not there. Stability seems to be a distant place. Health of family members is rocky. I can't readily fix these undergirdings. My old stabilizing roots are broken. Has this happened to you? Maybe you used to rely on a relationship, a friendship, a large bank account, your job, your time alone with God, and that has been severed in a way. Maybe you had an old way of thinking that has been completely broken. Maybe the way you thought God works has been uprooted. What do we do when old stabilizing roots break? For me, this plant seemed to be preaching a message. God didn't make the roots to break or kill you, Kelly. God made the roots to grow you up stronger. The breaking of the plant's roots was to make the plant grow higher. The breaking was to help the plant to trust the roots that were really needed now for this very season. The breaking was about that little plant showing the world it's okay for things to change, for old roots to break, and for elements to change. Even then, I will still stand tall. If the plant could speak, it would be talking. Even though God has broken roots in my life by removing friends, comfort zones, normal reliance, schedules, possessions, He is laying deeper roots and growing me up in Him. Removal is God's remaking of a better root system. Removal remakes what or who I put my trust in. Removal lays my heart bare in the absence of other makers. For the Lord searches all hearts and understands every intent of the thoughts. 1 Chronicles 28:9. With everything else removed, I can see what has been making me instead of the Maker Himself. I can see what I was really relying on and the deep chasms that only God can fill. Sometimes God allows things to make us. Other times God removes those things to mature us. Then in the gap of the unknown, God reminds us there is only one maker of heaven and earth. With all else stripped back, we see our loss of strength means we're not getting strength from God, but from other things. And likewise, a huge opportunity exists for us to know His almighty strength on new levels. This is exciting. We are about to grow up higher into Him. We are growing up mature, strong, and stable. Most of all, reliant on His deep roots. Nothing will shake us, and like that plant, we will testify His glory to others. We will become the subject of other stories, just like that little green, hued tropical plant with broken roots. Intersecting faith and life. What is being stripped back in your life? Within the confines of that gap, what might He be adding in? What might He desire to do in you? Whether He caused it or not, we can be sure that He is allowing it and that He will use it for good. How can you stop looking at what is bad and start praising Him for the small glimmers of good that you see today?
The Crosswalk Devotional is a production of Life Audio and Salem Media. If you liked what you heard today, please take a second to rate and review this podcast in your favorite podcast app so that more listeners like you can find the show. For more faith-filled, inspirational podcasts, visit us at lifeaudio.com.
A powerful prayer life does not require hiking a mountain to be able to hear from God. God can meet us right in the middle of our busy lives to help, guide, and speak to us through prayer. I'm Christina Patterson, host of the Teach Us to Pray podcast, providing practical teaching and encouragement on how you can make prayer a natural and consistent part of your everyday life. I promise it won't require hiking a mountain, but you just might develop the faith to move one. Listen and subscribe at lifeaudio.com.